Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the Denmark-Sweden decision and what it really means for the European Union, why it matters right now, and how it could shape Europe's future in ways many people are not fully discussing yet. This decision did not come out of nowhere. It is the result of years of debates, negotiations, and growing pressure inside the EU, especially in Northern Europe, where countries often take a more cautious and strategic approach to integration. At its core, the Denmark-Sweden decision reflects a shared stance on balancing national sovereignty with EU-wide cooperation. Both countries have long supported the European project, but they have also been clear about protecting their domestic priorities. For Denmark, this approach is not new. Denmark has historically opted out of certain EU policies, especially in areas like defense, justice, and monetary union, showing that membership does not always mean full alignment. Sweden, on the other hand, has traditionally been more open to EU integration, but still careful when decisions could directly affect its economy, security, or social model. What makes this decision important is that Denmark and Sweden acted in close coordination. This sends a strong signal that smaller and mid-sized EU countries can influence the direction of the Union when they work together. Many analysts see this as a reminder that the EU is not only driven by big players like Germany and France. Regional alliances inside the Union can still shape outcomes. This decision also highlights growing concerns about how fast the EU should integrate. Some countries believe deeper integration is necessary to face global challenges, while others worry about losing control over national policies. Denmark and Sweden appear to be saying that integration should be selective, practical, and based on clear benefits rather than ideology. Another key aspect is security. With the changing geopolitical situation in Europe, especially after recent conflicts and tensions, Nordic countries are rethinking how they cooperate on defense and border control. While both Denmark and Sweden support collective security, they are cautious about transferring too much authority to EU institutions without strong safeguards. This decision also connects to migration policy. Northern European countries have faced domestic pressure to tighten migration rules and ensure better control of external borders. By taking a firm but coordinated stance, Denmark and Sweden are reflecting public opinion at home, where voters increasingly want policies that feel fair, controlled, and transparent. Economically, the decision sends mixed signals. On one hand, it shows confidence in national economic models. On the other, it raises questions about long-term EU economic unity. Some critics argue that too many exceptions and special arrangements could weaken the single market over time. Supporters, however, say flexibility is exactly what keeps the EU together, allowing countries with different histories and priorities to coexist. For the EU institutions, this decision is a challenge. It forces Brussels to rethink how policies are designed and implemented, especially when consensus is harder to achieve. It also raises the question of whether the EU should move toward a multi-speed model more openly, where different groups of countries integrate at different levels. In reality, the EU already functions this way to some extent. The Denmark-Sweden decision simply makes this reality more visible. Public reaction across Europe has been divided. In some countries, people see Denmark and Sweden as protecting democracy and national choice. In others, critics fear that such decisions could encourage fragmentation and weaken the EU ability to act as a unified global player. This debate goes beyond Denmark and Sweden. It reflects a broader tension within the EU between unity and diversity. The European Union was built on compromise, and this decision is another example of that ongoing process. Young Europeans, in particular, are watching closely. Many of them support European cooperation, but also want accountability and clarity about who makes decisions. If the EU cannot clearly explain the benefits of certain policies, resistance is likely to grow, even in traditionally pro-EU countries. From a legal perspective, the decision stays within the EU framework. Denmark and Sweden are not breaking rules, but using mechanisms that already exist. This shows that the EU system allows for disagreement without collapse, which is often overlooked in dramatic headlines. Politically, this move may inspire other countries to be more vocal about their own concerns. We could see more regional coordination, especially among countries that share similar economic or social models. This could shift the balance of power inside the EU, making decision-making more complex but also more representative. There is also an external dimension. Global partners are watching how the EU handles internal differences. If managed well, this flexibility could be seen as strength. If mismanaged, it could raise doubts about EU reliability. For Denmark and Sweden, the immediate goal seems clear. They want influence without overcommitment, cooperation without losing control. This is a delicate balance, and maintaining it will require constant negotiation. Over the next few years, the real impact of this decision will become clearer. Much depends on how EU institutions respond. If Brussels chooses dialogue and adaptation, this could strengthen trust between member states. If it responds with pressure or rigidity, divisions could deepen. The Denmark-Sweden decision also reminds us that the EU is not static. It is constantly evolving through choices made by its members. Each decision, big or small, adds another layer to the European project. In the long run, this could lead to a more flexible, resilient union that accepts differences as part of its identity, or it could expose deeper cracks that need serious reform. For now, what is certain is that Denmark and Sweden have started an important conversation. A conversation about how much integration is enough and who gets to decide. This conversation will not end with this single decision. It will continue in elections, policy debates, and public discussions across Europe. As viewers, it's important to look beyond headlines and understand the deeper forces at play. Because decisions like this do not just affect governments, they affect everyday life, from jobs and travel to security and rights. The Denmark-Sweden decision is not about rejecting Europe. It is about redefining what European cooperation should look like in a changing world. And that is why it matters, not just for the EU, but for anyone interested in where Europe is heading next. If you found this explanation helpful, stay tuned for more deep dives into major global decisions and what they really mean.